Apply for Texas Education Freedom Accounts is tomorrow night. The school voucher program gives students state funding to attend private schools or homeschooling.
But there's been some complications for families applying. GMAT's Marsha Farmer is here to explain the worries that some could miss out on tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, already there's more than 176,000 applications for the program. 13% of those students have documented disabilities, which make them eligible for even more funding, up to $30,000 each school year. But the time needed to complete required special education evaluations are keeping some families from making tomorrow's deadline. Those evaluations can take up to 45 school days to complete, but the application window for the program is only 41 calendar days. With public schools required to complete those evaluations, they're receiving a major increase in requests, putting schools and families on a tight deadline. Now, state leaders are figuring out how to fund those families.
Meeting their needs is a priority because these are students who have the most to gain when their parents have the flexibility to select the best education for them.
Since funding for the program is limited, families who don't qualify for the extra money now may not get that funding in future years, even if they prove disability status during next year's application window. The Comptroller's office says increasing program funding beyond the current $1 billion amount would help them accommodate those families.